Oh, and it's called Behind Enemy Lines. I'm behind enemy lines. Grandpa's wedding anniversary with wife number 2. This stranger wants me to call her grandma. Yet won't say my real name. She calls me a boy. My uncles argue old Earth versus new Earth, Bible bullshit. My relatives pretend I'm not there. This tranny wonders why an antique book means more to them than me. I was one of them once. Seems strange now. Will my racist, child-beating uncle lecture us about Christian morality this time? Queers discover that their family's love is conditional. Then they wonder why we are bitter and don't trust them. They preach against us, condemn us, legislate against us, pray for us to not exist. Then they are shocked when we oblige them with our slit wrists. They say God forgives all. Well, forgive them, Lord. They know not what queers they murder. Forgiveness is a fine thing. I'm fresh out. They say Jesus saves. Well, Jesus died for somebody's sins, but not mine. All right, this next one's called Disabled. My natural pace is leisurely and deliberate, not fast enough for first grade art. School taught me I'm too slow to be creative. I think it was an early sign of autism. They put me in special ed because I didn't like to read. The teacher dispensed a pound of Splenda in every sentence. How condescending does an adult have to talk for a 6-year-old to notice? My parents figured out I had a vision issue, so I wore an eye patch for a year and heard, "What's that patch on your eye? What's that patch on your eye? What's that patch on your eye?" In 4th grade, I was told I read like an 8th grader. Kids asked if every boy with glasses was my brother. Bullies called me Four Eyes. Would break my glasses, they said. In middle school, I wore sweatpants every day. They felt good for sensory reasons. Autistic people tend to put comfort over fashion. Bullies put a stop to that. In high school and college, I had eczema bad. I often felt ugly and disgusting. I still do sometimes. Once a random man asked me, "What's all that shit on your face?" I itched all the time. I chuckled at worry about poison ivy, rashes, and scabies. People told me to stop scratching, like that was going to help. Sometimes they would even grab my arms to stop it. Transitioning made my skin clearer. I used to tease guy friends with skin problems. Just take estrogen. I usually have damaged skin on my hands still. Adults ask me, "What happened to your hands? What happened to your hands? What happened to your hands?" Liquid hand soap stings and hurts, especially the industrial pink crap. Showers used to be worse. I still feel weird about showering. I don't usually tell people that. So I wrote this poem. These are a few moments. There is so much more. This poem isn't done. It's not over. Ableism isn't over. I used to think there was something wrong with me. Now I know there is something wrong with me, and it's called autism. I'm only half joking. I look forward to a time when autism doesn't feel like something wrong, weighing on my chest. Internalized ableism is a fucking asshole. Fuck you, ableism. All right, here's an excerpt from a unfinished and untitled story. Having fed for the evening, Maya drove out to the woods. When she had reached the parking lot closest to her destination, she got out of the car and scanned the area. She smelled humans, but the scents were too faint for them to still be around. Few humans came to this area in the winter, which was just the way she liked it. Her kind weren't bothered by the cold. Maya jumped about 20 feet up to one of the branches of a large tree. She was careful to get a good grip because the branch was covered in snow and possibly ice. From there, she traveled deeper into the woods. She moved quickly, swinging from branch to branch, or grabbing the bark with her claws and climbing. Most of the time she had regular fingernails, but she could extend them into claws to climb a tree, puncture a tire, or slash open a throat just fine. Finally, she reached her favorite spot. It was at the top of an old-growth tree far from the road. She took her time, taking in the beauty of the forest canopy. Maya had never seen the forest like this when she was alive. She loved how the snow sparkled under the moonlight on the roof of the forest. She liked to imagine she was in another world when she was up here. Suddenly she tensed up. Another vampire was watching her. How did I not sense her, Maya thought. So, I think gender fluid people are pretty cool. I'm okay with gender fluid people, just as long as they're careful where they squirt their gender fluids. Thank you.